Yes, he's all the way in Northern California. So I'll let you introduce yourself. And if you can, after you introduced yourself, if you can actually let us know somebody who has no vision, absolutely no vision, and they have Android devices such as cell phone or tablet, how would they turn on a certain accessibility feature, and what do they need to learn to actually use that device for making calls, texting, emailing, as well as going into different apps and all those things? So I'll let you go ahead and thank you.
All right, no problem. Hi, everybody. My name is Matthew Morgan. I'm from the Community Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired up in Stockton, California. I'm the Director of Assistive Technology up here. And I'm the kind of Android guy around, even though I did just recently purchase my own iPhone. But I still love my Android. I'm a double roller. I have my iPhone in one pocket and my Android in the other because I love my Android. So for accessibility for a totally blind user, we have options. Most of the time, if you already have your device set up, so if you go to the store and buy a new Android device straight out of the box and they set it up for you, you're going to have somebody else assist you with setting up TalkBack in the first place. Otherwise, if you go to activate your phone on your own independence, the process is the first time that you boot the device, you push and hold two fingers on the screen and you just leave them there while the device boots. And that will initiate TalkBack during the device setup phase. And sorry. Um, so if you have already got an Android device in your hot hand and you, hi there.
Oh, sorry.
No
Sorry.
worries, no worries. So if you do have an Android device already powered up and already set up with just loaded, and somebody set it up for you in the first place, you're going to have them take you to the Settings app, and then from the Settings app, you're going to need to go. Depending on your model, accessibility will be found in a couple of different places. For a root Android device, we're going to be using the accessibility link directly in the Settings app. And then from there, you can switch on TalkBack. TalkBack is the native screen reader for Android devices. So if you have a Samsung, sometimes older Samsung devices, I think the newer ones aren't pushing their current screen reader, but the Android Accessibility Suite is an app on the Google Play Store. So if you don't have the TalkBack option in the as one of the options here, let's see if I can bring this. Oh, of course not, because I have a hollow background. Um, One of the options on your screen is going to be an accessibility option for TalkBack, and you'll want to switch that on. Now, when TalkBack first launches, it's going to take you through a whole tutorial on how to use TalkBack.
How are doing
Um,
learning how to use this?
TalkBack has a series of different gestures. So you'll be flicking left, right, up, down, or you have a couple of different angled gestures. You draw an L on the screen, or a reverse L, or an upside down L. All of those gestures are just different ways of accessing different portions of the TalkBack screen reader. Um, for me, you also have an option, to set up the accessibility shortcut, just like on many other mobile devices. And every phone is going to have a different accessibility shortcut, and it's also going to be in the accessibility settings menu. It will tell you what shortcut keystroke you're going to need to press to turn on or off your accessibility feature. For me, I have a root Google Pixel 3 that operates on the Google services, and I just press my home or my power button 3 times quickly.
You mentioned you will press your home button 3 times quickly to do what again? Sorry.
No.
It is
Power.
actually the power button 3 times quickly on my Pixel, but
Oh,
I think I might have actually disabled my accessibility shortcut.
Okay.
Oh, of course, of course.
So
I make a silly fool of myself.
okay, so you guys actually pay attention that the newer phones, they probably have got rid of the home button, so you have the either touch screen or the power button to rely on.
All right,
Uh,
and
mhm.
boom, 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 boom. So, all right, now another thing on Android version 8 and above is an accessibility button that you can enable in the bottom right corner. I'm gonna
That's
just let you see my burgundy broom background here, because I'm trying to show off my screen to those of us who do have some vision. Where is my background? Oh, I have participants open. There we go. Let me just change my background. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second.
okay.
None. Apply. Okay, now you get to see my lovely dark colored room. Okay, so let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Where am I? I have a
So
lot of different accessibility options on here because I've
so
installed
pretty much the key thing, I think what you're saying is, guys, he's mentioning the accessibility. So you need to go into your settings and go into accessibility and turn on that feature, such as TalkBack or any other ones that you wish. You may need assistant the first time someone cited. You may not, depending on the phone and technology. I hope one day we will be there that you can just tell the phone to do this and it will do it.
Actually, that's a very good statement there, Bob, because with the Google Assistant built into your Android phone, you can simply just tell the assistant to turn on TalkBack.
Oh, good. Okay.
Turn on TalkBack.
Now, does that work with my Google too?
What was that question?
I said, will that work with I have a Google Pixel 2. Will that work with that?
Yes, your Pixel 2 should be updated to at least Android 10, which will mean that your Pixel will be able to use the assistant feature to turn on or turn off TalkBack.
Thank
And
Yes.
you.
for me, I have a squeeze feature on my assistant. I don't let it listen to my voice all the time, but that's one of the things that you can do. You can use the OK Google command and it would chime in and say, oh, bing, what do you want to do? But that is probably the easiest way. And the nice thing about the Google phones is that you do not need to be on Wi-Fi and you do not need to be on any kind of data to be able to access the voice assistant to be able to turn on or off TalkBack versus some other mobile devices that does require a digital connection for the voice assistant to work.
Oh, well, that's good. Now, one of the challenges, Matthew, that my clients have had with Android phone or any phone really, is they might have got some passcode like lock the screen. I don't know if Android lets you do that. And to get into the screen, that's a challenge. Um,
So that's going to be dependent upon the device. My personal preference is fingerprint input.
okay.
So that way you have, if your phone has a fingerprint scanner, set up your fingerprint. I do know that some individuals that have that are older in age may have smoother fingerprints, and those smoothed out fingerprints make recognition of the fingerprint scanner very difficult for the device.
Right.
So you will have some heavy non-successful tries when you try to use your fingerprint scanner. Also, getting out of the shower, it doesn't work at all
Oh.
because your fingers are all moist and you
Don't
don't
take-
have those ridges in your fingers anymore. But additionally, if you do have a fingerprint scanner and you are using TalkBack, you can actually assign gestures, flick gestures to that fingerprint scanner, either up, down, left, or right, and you can access different portions of TalkBack or different applications by flicking on that fingerprint scanner.
I see. That's good to know.
Now, one of the things, this is Forrest Lang, one of the things that I noticed with my Pixel 2 is that sometimes my Google Assistant comes up and sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong, why it doesn't come up all the time.
how are you activating your assistant? Are you using the microphone button and activating it, or are you using the OK Google command, or how?
Okay, Google.
Okay, so sometimes it's finicky. The fact that you're using your voice to be able to access that feature, it likes hearing a really good dictation when it comes to OK Google. However, I do have the Google Home Minis all throughout my house, and if you're listening to the TV, it activates all the time, and then it's just like it over listens sometimes. So the assistant option, so for the Pixel 2, I wonder if you have the squeeze to activate option.
I do.
Because you do. Okay, so I would
do.
suggest enabling that because it gives you a really nice little buzz, or at least from my phone it does. Gives you a vibration, haptic feedback for when you squeeze the phone, and that way you know that it actually activated the assistant.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you.
So being able to map an actual key or a physical button. I know that some Samsungs have a Bixby button, and you can download an external app to be able to remap that Bixby button over to the Google Assistant. So that's something that you could consider. And then, but yeah, having a good physical switch or button is always probably the best way to be able to access the Google Assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Matthew, is it possible to increase or decrease the rate of speaking of TalkBack?
Oh, absolutely. Mine's up nice and fast right now.
Yeah, because I've noticed some of my blind clients, they're quite happy for it to be fast. They can actually follow, they have no problem. But then others who are new to it, they want it slower. So
Okay, well then here, let me go ahead and open accessibility settings.
Where do you find those?
Opening TalkBack.
Okay, where do you find what?
The accessibilities.
So you go to the settings app, and then you go to the accessibility section, and then you're going to find whatever screen reader you have installed. For me, I have TalkBack, and that's the one I personally recommend for Google phones. And once you're at the TalkBack menu, let me just skip all the way down to it.
Accessibility. Search settings. Help menu. Dark theme. Magnification off.
Well, actually, you can change the speaking rate through your global accessibility settings.
right.
Talkback menu.
So while he's doing that, guys, the feature TalkBack is ready for someone who cannot see the screen
Text to speech out.
at all or very little. So the TalkBack will let you know what is going on the screen, what you're navigating, and then there are gestures that you need to use, such as swiping, double tapping. Okay, those are the gestures that you very much need. And when I say swiping, it's not like massaging the screen, moving your fingers very slowly, but it's as if you're dusting off the screen. So you're swiping left to right, pretty much left to right, to go from one item to next, and then right to left to go back, and double tapping to confirm something. Okay.
All right, so I'm on the
Text to speech output.
I'm on the text-to-speech output option for the accessibility settings. So that's going to be under your accessibility and then under text-to-speech output. And then I'm going to flick down to the speaking rate.
Search settings. Help and feedback. Preferred engine. Settings. Language. English United States. Speech rate. 12%. Speech rate.
So once you find the speech rate, you can just double tap on it. And you can flick up and down to adjust up or down.
30%. Speech rate. 30%. 28%.
So basically what he's doing, I keep referring to what I said, he was swiping to go down the list, and then he double tapped the screen. Now the question is, where did he double tap on the screen? Anywhere on the screen, because it doesn't really mean for me to tell somebody totally blind you need to double tap here or there. That doesn't mean it. So anywhere, as long as you hear what's on the screen, that's what you want, you're gonna double tap. And then he referred to flicking up and down. So basically swiping up or down to change the rate, right?
Correct. Once
Okay.
you've arrived at a quote unquote slider, like a volume slider or any other kind of slider, you adjust it by swiping up or down on your screen respectively. Up to speed it up, down to slow it down, volume up, flick up, volume down, flick down.
So Matthew, you have
I
a,
see a hand raised, Bob.
yes, thank you. Debbie Hill, go ahead. You're muted.
Yes, this is Debbie's husband, Tony. I have the talkback thing enabled on her Galaxy S5, and I cannot figure out how to like scroll down when you've got a whole list of things like in settings. I can't just scroll down. It only goes to the screen that's visible and talks to me. It will not let me change anything.
That's an excellent question. Now, when you have a screen that's longer than the view of, when you have a screen that's longer than the view of your screen, you use a 2-finger drag to drag up or down on the screen. So that will allow you, here, let me go ahead and log back in.
Device unlocked.
Let me go back to a previous page. So we have an accessibility screen with a lot of items on it, and I'm going to take 2 fingers. 2 fingers will let you slide up and down. So the way, when you add, when you as a visual user want to start moving around, just add an extra finger. It's going to help out.
Okay, and I will try that. Thank you.
You got it. And if you keep flicking from right to left,
Yes.
it's going to continue on automatically down the screen as you flick through.
Okay, I'll try that as well. Thank you.
So we have a question from Ted.
Yes, we joined late, and I'm sorry. We've gone to our settings, and I cannot find anywhere where it says accessibility. Am I in the settings or
Which phone model are you guys using?
the S9?
Samsung. Okay, so
S9.
that should be then, golly. And one of the things you can do is every settings app. Here, let me go ahead and turn off TalkBack. Turn off TalkBack.
Talkback off.
All right. So what you can do in your accessibility is every settings app is going to have a search settings feature up at the top. And all you need to do is type in what you're looking for. So TALKBACK, all one word, and its search results, the first thing is your TalkBack accessibility. So that way, it's one way I recommend people look for things, because I can't know the way that every single manufacturer lays out every single device, because one Samsung's going to have a different setting screen from the next Samsung, depending on the model and depending on when they built the model. So all of those things are going to be a little bit different when it comes to Android. But when you can always go and find an AT trainer that would be happy to take you through all the specific settings for your device. But I would love to help out with anything we got here.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do not find TalkBack as an option in there, then it's very likely, and you said there was the S5, that just made me pop in my head. The
Mine's a 9.
Samsung, the previous Samsungs used their old, oh golly, what did they call their engine? I mean, my mom has the S5, and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's they use a different screen reader than TalkBack. They've gone through and remodeled the TalkBack screen reader. So if you do not have TalkBack as an option in your search for settings, you're going to want to go to the Google Play Store and search for the Android Accessibility Suite. That will give you the screen magnification. It will give you color enhancements. It's going to give you TalkBack. It's going to get you a dozen different things. So that is provided by Google. And if you don't have a specific Google phone, some manufacturers, like I said, will install their own screen readers onto the device. And you're going to have to go through and put on your own if you want to. Or if they don't have one there in the first place, you can always go to the Android Accessibility Suite on the Google Play Store to grab it.
Right, accessibility suite. Okay, that's probably going to help us a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's in the Play Store, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Correct.
There is also, without moving you away from the topic, but for a Google Voice command assistant, if it's not trained to your voice, what's the best way to go about doing training it to your voice?
I don't think it even does training voice anymore. At least mine didn't when I got my new phone because they
Okay.
have so much data on everyone
Okay.
that it does it. But I believe if it is still available, you're going to go to the Assistant app. So let me see.
So basically,
Open Assistant.
So basically the phone you have, you can just pick it up and say, "Okay, Google," and it will start listening to you.
If you have OK Google enabled, so that is one of the features you have to opt into.
Okay.
Because they don't have that turned on by default. It is a privacy setting. So that means it's no. Why are you still listening to me? It's typing everything I'm saying on the screen.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's see. So, but it's either the Assistant app or the Google search app, and then there is either a 3 dots or a hamburger menu that you will go into, and then it's going to be under the settings of that app where you would retrain the voice model. It's been years since I've retrained the voice model for myself.
Okay.
But like I said, let me see if I can find that in here. Google
Okay.
search.
While you're doing that, can I quickly get the attendance who is here, please? Okay, so Inma, if you're listening to us, if you want to take the attendance just in case you have things to do, we'll let you go.
Yes, I need to have people with the phone numbers.
Okay, so somebody with phone number ending 9433, can you identify yourself, please?
Jacqueline Jackson.
Jacqueline Jackson, thank you. Okay, someone with the phone number ending 0820.
Forrest Lang.
I'm sorry, what's the name?
Forrest Lang.
Forrest
Okay,
Lang.
Elaine, okay.
Yep.
Thank
Now,
you.
I was only able to get on with my phone. I couldn't get on with my
Email?
Samsung or my computer.
Okay, we'll talk about that and see what.
Good.
Yeah. What? Or maybe we can meet one-on-one. Somebody ending phone number with 4713. Can you give us your name?
That's me. I'm Isabel.
Isabel. Isabel, what's your last name?
Cruz.
Isabel
C-R-U-Z.
Cruz. Thank you. And then
Yes.
lastly, somebody with phone number 5110.
Yes, that's Lovella Walker. I am on listening for my mom. She is totally blind and she has a flip phone right now.
Okay, what's her
And
name?
Bessie Murphy.
Betsy Murphy.
Bessie, Bessie.
Bessie Murphy, okay.
Yes. And so I want to get her connected with the right phone so that she can just have it talk back. She can
Okay.
talk to the phone and it'll talk back. So I wanted some recommendations on that. But
right.
like other people, I logged in late, so I didn't want to just blurt in the middle of everything.
No, that's okay. We'll talk about it. So
Okay.
I think Inma, you got all the phone numbers, people on the phone. Yes, go ahead, Inma.
I need the name for the person phone number that's ending 0820.
That's Forrest Lang.
Again?
Forrest
Lang.
Forrest Lang.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Inma. Okay. Thank you very much. So, Matthew, you were looking for something, I think.
Yes, we were talking about training the voice model for yourself for the OK Google detection. I'm not going to go through the process. It will tell you multiple times, and The last time I did this with TalkBack enabled, TalkBack was interrupting the OK Google detection. So it would say OK Google, and it would hear TalkBack say OK Google, and it would record the TalkBack voice. So it would start assuming. So with this, it's still not up to 100%. I will attempt it again right now, and then I'll delete my voice data afterwards. But we do go to the Google app, which is basically the Google search app that they have installed on every Android phone that comes out. That is a root app that you can't get rid of. But you're going to go to, on this edition, everybody's edition may be different. Let's just go to the home screen. Oh, not that home screen. So this is the standard Google Assistant home screen. I have dark mode enabled on my phone so I don't kill my eyes. But on the bottom right, we have a More button, which is 3 dots. And I'll see if I can point that out. So we got 3 dots, More button. And then once you get to the More button, you're going to have an option for settings. And then once you get to settings, you're going to have an option for voice. And in voice is where we would, boom, we will find an option called voice match. Now, voice match is intended so that way your voice is what Google picks up instead of somebody else in the room. So when I train somebody in the office, and we're saying the OK Google command, and it's a female, they have their voice trained for it, and my voice is not trained on their phone. I can say OK Google to my heart's content, and their phone will not respond. It's kind of a nice little feature.
She can start on hanging voters and
Okay, somebody with the background noise, can you please mute yourself? Somebody's talking to their partners or something. Thank you. Go on.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn on TalkBack. Turn on TalkBack.
Turning TalkBack on. Home. Nap. Ringer silent. Fix. Recent apps. Google.
All right. And let's go ahead and give this a try because I haven't done this in a couple of years.
Hands-free. Voice match. Talk to the Google Assistant to get things done.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and double tap, activate that.
Assistant settings. Navigate up. More op. Voice match. Teach your assistant to recognize your voice. This phone. Hey Google. Access your assistant anytime you say, hey Google, even if your screen is off or you're using your favorite apps.
And that is the switch. But I'm going to go ahead and flick through to the teach the assistant your voice again.
Off for hey Google.
I do not have it recognize my hey Google, but the other Google assistants in my house, all of the other Google hockey pucks recognize my voice. So I can say, add butter to my shopping list, and it knows that it's my shopping list and not my roommate's shopping list.
Your assistant will provide your personal info only when it recognizes your voice on these devices. Teach your assistant your voice again. A new recording may improve voice recognition.
Okay, so there it is, the new recording for improving voice recognition. I'm going to go, this, if you haven't set it up, it would say teach Google Assistant your voice. I'm going to activate this and let's see how it works.
Retrain your voice model for all assistant speakers. Retraining your voice model will update voice match on all your assistant speakers. Cancel. Retrain. Voice match enrollment. Your assistant, Google. Teach your assistant to recognize your voice. Train your assistant to recognize your voice. Tap the start recording button below, and then say the following when prompted. Okay, Google, hey Google.
Okay, so it's going to, it says start the button and then retrain your voice. And it's going to be okay Google and hey Google are the two commands. So that way it gets a little bit of a different inflection on your voice.
Start recording.
All right, and there's our start recording button.
Say the phrase starting with, okay.
Okay, Google.
Say it again.
Okay, Google.
Say the phrase starting with, hey.
Hey, Google.
Say it again.
Hey, Google. I guess that's it. 4 times.
100%.
100%. So I didn't have to do anything else, and it actually gave better description this time. So this has actually improved since the last time I trained a voice.
No thanks. Next.
And it's sending data to Google, and now all of the speakers in my house are getting new updates for my voice.
Yeah. So basically, pretty much what he did, he trained his phone to his voice. So every time he says, "Hey Google," or "Is it okay Google," it will wake up. So that's the wake word. And then he can give commands like, "What time is it? What's the weather like?" And, call so and so, or send a text message to so and so.
Read my last text message, or
exactly.
Yeah,
it will read the last text message.
Oh yeah, it reads your last text message. It opens your messages, and actually, Google is working on a brand new, and it's brand new in iOS 11, Android 11. And it's voice access. It was okay back in the day. It's still not 100%. I'm assuming probably in Android 12 they're going to get it rolled out better. But voice access is a feature that you just kind of talk to your phone and say, press call, or touch messages, and it automatically looks for something on your screen to activate it. It's a really handy feature, but it's still quite buggy, so I'm not going to say it's 100% recommended just yet.
Right. And you're able to send emails and read emails with that, right?
Emails, not as let's see. I have never done it with emails, because emails can be controlled by many different features. With a different brand of phone, the iPhone, the mail application is integrated into the system itself, whereas when you have an Android device, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of mail applications. And that's where this voice access that they're working on is going to be really handy, because you're going to be able to say, open Yahoo Mail, and then you can say, read the first message in the list, and it will actually go through and understand those things. But when you say, just read my last message, it's going to say, okay, what do you want? So when it comes to giving voice commands, the more specific, the better it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and you want to be loud and clear, and you don't need to say thank you, have a nice day, and all those things. It's a machine. You don't need to be polite.
Well, there was a period for a year where Google started a thing called Pretty Pretty Please, and it actually required that you be polite to your assistant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they dumped it really fast because it started creating confusion. But the Pretty Pretty Please mode was trying to teach the kids to be nicer.
I see.
So, but yeah, after too many complaints came through that everything had to have a please or a thank you involved.
Yeah.
That's when it got dumped. So yeah, you can just be commanding of your assistant, and it pretty much does what you want it to do.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, you try something else, and if it does, great. The whole deal with the Google Assistant is there are literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of things that it can do, and they have a list online that's extensive. But even still, there's even more than what's in that list, because the assistant can talk to other services on top of that. So you could have the assistant order you an Uber, but you have to have an Uber account set up and linked with your Google account. So there's a couple of different steps that would be required for things, but a lot of things are available.
I see. Talking about assistants and Google, Uber and all those things. First of all, I think, oh, somebody's joining us already. Maybe he exited. So here's the thing. I think you guys need to, first of all, orient yourself around the physical buttons of your phone, so you know exactly where the volume and power buttons are. Quite a lot of you come back to me and say, I pressed the power button, so I shut down my phone. No, you did not turn off your phone. All you did, you locked your screen. So you need to hold, if I'm not wrong, I think you need to hold the power button for it until you're prompted with the, turn off or restart. And then you either tap on that or swipe, or if you have talk back, I think it's double tap, something like that. The other thing you want to do is make sure your software, your phone, your telephone software is updated. Again, it's in settings, just like Matthew said. Every settings you go into, there's a search button there, or search tool, or little magnifier. You can tap in there and type software update if you can't find it, or if you don't want to spend time finding it, it will actually pop up and filter it for you. So software update, make sure it's connected to outlet charger, so you have enough juice and you're connected to your Wi-Fi. That's very important. And then as far as apps, first of all, think about your phone as a mini computer in your pocket or purse. It's more than a telephone nowadays. You check your emails, you check your messages, you go on Facebook, you order food, you request Uber ride. God knows, the list goes on and on, okay? And make a use of it. You paid for it. It's a smartphone. It's not a dumb phone. You may, yeah, you may as well start using it to the best, okay, you can, and see what your goals are and do that. Don't just sit around the round table with somebody at dinner and then they'll tell you, oh, this app is really good. This app may be good for them, not so good for you. And they need to have an understanding of low vision or no vision. A lot of sighted people grab your phone, do stuff for you, hand it back to you. You don't know what they did. They don't give you guidelines. They don't give you orientation. They just walk away. Grandchildren, yeah, I can see some smiles on faces. Looks like there's some experiences there. They come and visit you for holidays. They say, Grandpa, give me your phone. I'll do this and that. So cute. And then they walk away, especially with colors. Some colors are so cute, but it's not so cute for low vision. And especially if you have special eye conditions, I don't know which one, is it macular degeneration or glaucoma or whatever, you have tunnel vision, you have peripheral vision, you have problem with colors. So that's why you can, actually that's another thing you can turn on. Some phones, they call it invert colors, reverse colors. So basically it's black background with the white text. And then as far as low vision, if you're low vision, you can turn on something called zoom or magnification. That means you can, I think, triple tap your Android phone with one finger to magnify your screen. Again, some people come back to me and say, well, this is magnified, but it's going out of the screen. Yes, it will go out of the screen. So what you need to do, you need to put your finger on the screen and drag it to the left, right, up, down, until you see what you need to see, because you are in magnification. 2 fingers, yes, he's right, sorry. So you put 2 fingers on the screen, you land 2 fingers on the screen and move the screen left and right, up and down, until you see the information you need to see. That's magnification for you. And if you repeat this step by triple tapping on the screen, anywhere on the screen I'm talking about, then you will go back to the regular size of the screen. Now that's very good and handy for, even for me. Over the years, I've lost some vision. I'm not blind, but I'm wearing glasses and I can't see small print. So I use that to see things bigger. If I'm looking at let's say a text message or a notification that came through and stuff like that. Okay. The other thing with your phone, yes, Ted.
One of the concerns that I have, I can make the screen, the letters bigger, real big if I needed to, which I don't. But the problem is in the typing line, it still is only like a 5 or 6 point type. Is there some way that the typing line can be changed to be more readable and easier to navigate?
So are you talking about the field you're typing in or the keyboard?
Yes, the field
with
I'm
preview?
typing in.
That would
The
be
little
something you
bar
would
at
want to
the bottom.
magnify.
Pardon me?
So that would be something you would want to use with magnification. There's also a text size feature available for Android as well. That's also going to be under your accessibility features, or depending on model, maybe under your display settings as well. So, but what you can do is you can just search font, F-O-N-T. And for my phone, font size is under display options. So I'm going to click on font size, and I can't see backwards. Font size is down here. For me, I have small because I have retinitis pigmentosa, so I need tiny words. So I click on that, and you can just adjust the slider, and your font size will change.
Okay, so there is a slider on that.
Yeah.
In the font area. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can just
Okay.
search for font size.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah,
No,
that's
that's
a real
okay.
big concern.
There was a lady who's listening for her mom. She has a flip phone. What was your question again, or your inquiry?
Yes, my question.
I think we lost you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay, now we can.
Yeah, my question is, what would you recommend? What type of phone do you recommend getting? An Android phone for her? In fact, I'm on my way to pick her up. She fell and fractured her tailbone, and she's being discharged today. Yeah, but so we have the Life Alert set up, and want to get her a better phone than the flip phone. And when I contacted Braille Institute, I saw you had this event, and I thought, now is the time to start looking at what type of phone we can get for her. And I just wanted to know, being that she can't see at all, she can feel for buttons, but you know, if we got her a smartphone, you can't really feel the buttons because it's like a flat screen. And so that's why she wants to stay with the flip phone, is because she can kind of feel the buttons. But I wanted to know if you would recommend something better or other than that for her, being that she's completely blind now.
For me, okay, so I would do an assessment and figure out what your mom would want. Does she want access to Facebook? Does she want access to extra features that a smartphone would be able to provide?
No.
If she just wants simple touch dialing features, there are flip phones out there that do voice dialing, and there are flip phones out there that continue to work with regular buttons. It is up to the individual and what their ultimate desired goal should be. And unless they're going to be doing smart features or they want to be using a Google Assistant, but I will put a caveat. There are some flip phones out there that have an assistant button built in. So that's going to be your own market research depending on your phone service provider as well. But the Google Assistant is available on some flip phones if you wanted to look at that.
Okay. All right. I will definitely look at that.
Yeah. What about Matthew? What about Blind Shell?
Blind Shell?
Yeah, Blind Shell phones.
I am actually unfamiliar with those.
Oh, really? Okay.
Googling now.
Yeah, I think we kind of touched the topic when we were in Lighthouse. 2 years.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Blind Shell, I think, is Android-based phone, and just like he says, if her goal is just making a call, maybe sending a couple of text messages here and there, then you probably want to go for something basic. But it does have the voice command, so she can actually tell it to call so and so, and give commands just by talking. So she doesn't need a screen.
And which one is that?
So
this one that he was just talking about is from blindshell.com, and they have a variety of different phones available for use.
Yeah. So if you go to blindshell.com, you can see the phone there, to see if that phone works for her.
Okay, I will write that down. Blindshell.com.
Right, but I think, does that phone have buttons? I don't have the picture in front of me, sorry.
Well, actually, both of these, both of their phones say not available in the USA.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Correct. Yeah. So this is a European company based out of the Czech Republic,
Okay.
and both their phones are not available on US cellular networks.
Okay, that's a
okay.
new thing to me. I thought it was more. Okay, so as far as something basic that in Android, what would you recommend if I just want to make phone calls and maybe simple text messages?
Okay, so if you want to go with a basic Android, I would go and purchase a Google phone from the Google store. You can go to store.google.com and they have phones options right there. I think it's the Pixel 4a is $350 right now.
Okay.
For the baseline phone, store.google.com and phones. No, I don't care about Earth Day right now. Pixel
Okay.
4a with 5G. Then they have, oh no, they got rid of the regular Pixel 4a. No. And that's the hard part about the devices. They change, the phones that are available. Oh, no, they still do have the regular Pixel 4a phone. And that is it still $350?
Hopefully.
Yep, $350. So, and that has a like 5.5-inch screen, 5.8-inch screen, good battery life. It's what I recommended for my mom because she's looking at a new one because she has a Samsung S5.
Right.
And it's
Right.
basically not working anymore. And she's like, what do I need to get? Well, whatever you want to get, Mom. They're pretty much all the same, but the deal with buying from the Google Store is you get updates from 3 years from the original release date. So you're going to get all of the most up-to-date features. You're going to get the up-to-date TalkBack suite directly right on the device.
Right.
You're going to have basically all of the hardware is configured to work with the software. So it's going to be probably one of the better experiences that you're going to get. You can also go to the Samsung line, but just know that Samsung is going to use their own device services. You're going to get the Bixby button, which I said you could probably remap. But then you also have the Motorola's, the LG's. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your hot little hands on a device in the store, check out the accessibility features, make sure it works for you before you actually create that purchase. Because a lot of the times those guys at the stores, they want to make sure that you hold the device. They want to make sure that you don't return the device. So make sure you get to check it out, check out the features, make sure you can do with it what you want to do before you do the actual purchase.
Exactly, yeah.
But the Pixel line, I actually recommend that if you're going to go for an Android phone, just because it is from Google, by Google, without all the extra bloatware from other companies.
Okay. Well, thank you. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, and feel free to keep in touch with us if you have questions. Debbie Hill, you have a question?
Yes, this is her husband again. I'm trying to set up the voice match thing that you mentioned, and I get all the way through all the screens. I read to, we're reading your voice and all that stuff. And when we get to the screen that says, say, okay, Google, it just sits there. The little colored bars in the middle don't move like it does when you should, like it should when you're talking to it. And the only option on the screen is cancel. It's like it can't hear me or something. I don't know, or like it's frozen.
My suggestion on that would be to turn the device off and back on. That would be the first step. The second step would be go to the Google Store or the Play Store and make sure that you have the most up-to-date software. Make sure your device has the most up-to-date software under the settings and all the way down to the bottom, about device or about phone. And then at the bottom of about device or about phone, there is going to be a check for updates option for your device in specific. So every carrier puts out their own updates. Unless you buy from Google, and then you're going to be getting your updates directly from Google. So if you buy a phone from Verizon, They're actually one of the ones that makes Android updates more available than others from my experience. But even still, if you have a Verizon phone or a T-Mobile phone, no matter what, they're going to be getting the software package from Google, and then they're going to make their modifications and then ship it out to you afterwards. But if you buy direct from Google, those direct updates are going to come to your phone directly from Google instead of through your service provider.
Okay, thank you.
Exactly. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Forrest Lang. I'm actually a practicing electrical engineer, and I have extremely low vision. And so one of the challenges that I have is that there are times where there are nameplates on a piece of equipment, and it'll be tone on tone, so I can't see it. I'm looking, yeah, right. I'm looking for a scanner software that I can actually scan the nameplate and or what I need to see, or a document, and have it read to me. Do you have a recommendation on a application for a scanning program that works on a Pixel 2?
Yes. So there are two things right off the top of my head. First one is directly by Google, and it's called Lookout. Lookout uses, yes, it uses computer vision to describe the scene around you, and it also uses computer vision to find text in images. Additionally, the Google Camera app has an app inside of it called Lens, which that Lens app will go through and find text in an image as well and make it available to the screen reader. And tertiary, you could also use a screen or a basically a handheld CCTV app. And the one I personally like is called Supervision, Supervision, all one word, because it has some really good contrast enhancements, especially when you're going for like a yellow on a lighter color yellow or a red on a lighter color red. There is an enhancement that does edge detection and will find those really fine differences and put a hard line and turn it into a black and white image. Let's turn that on for you so you can see.
Oh,
so Supervision, and this is the Supervision app loading up. And this is the line enhancement mode.
Oh, okay.
So my glasses and my face, you can see fingernails come through pretty well, but it's going to work pretty good for what you want it to do. That would be what I would say for that.
What I was trying to do was that I actually installed Dragon on my computer. The problem was that there are terminologies that I use in electrical engineering that interfered with the programming. For an example, I had a piece of switchgear, and I wanted to say switchgear lineup, and the cursor disappeared. Well, that happened to be a command that said move the cursor up one line. So Dragon didn't work out very well for me. But as long as I can utilize Lookout, now that's spelled Lookout as
yes.
all one word?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, can I install that on my wife's Samsung S5?
I can't say compatibility. You can always go to the App Store or the Play Store, excuse me, and check it out. And also, if you go on the Play Store online, it will, if you are logged into your Google account for that Samsung device, it will say if it's compatible with whatever devices that you have logged into that account.
Okay, so Lookout, once you mentioned also you were talking and I wasn't finding something to write it down fast enough. So Lookout will be fine for a scanner, but you said there was another one for actually looking at the surrounding area?
Lookout is a very similar one to like Seeing AI on iPhone. You get options for exploring around you, reading text, and scanning documents. Let's see. You also get, currency scanners in here now too. That's awesome.
Oh, currency scanner.
Yeah, you got a currency
Okay.
scanner on lookout as well.
Yeah.
But when it comes to scanning, there's like for a full-on scan. Actually, Bob, I did a last time I was here. There was we were talking about Sullivan Plus, which is cross-platform too.
Actually, yeah, I wanted to actually touch bases on that app. So guys, there is an app called Sullivan Plus, which is a great app that does multiple things, such as reading a text, I think reading handwriting, barcode scanner like product. So could you just talk a little bit about the Sullivan Plus app? And by the way, it's a free app that you can download on your phone.
Yeah, Sullivan Plus. I didn't get with these guys, but I forget where I found it. But it was actually really nice. They have a direct AI mode built in first. You can do. Oh, interesting. You can now make video calls with people too. But the AI mode just basically works like seeing AI. You take a picture. What does it say?
It seems like a blurry photo of a lamp.
Seems like a blurry photo of a lamp. Okay, well, so we've got text recognition, we've got face recognition, and image descriptions. And oh, the app has changed since I was here last. Where do you get to the options now? Ah, it's left. Okay, so on Sullivan Plus, you get AI mode, you get a text recognition, facial recognition, image descriptions, fast text scan, which just means you pan around and it reads as its camera is active. You get a document scanner, and it actually does automatic capture if it's recognizing a full framed document that's on a contrasting background. So if you have a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper on a dark colored floor, for instance, you can scan that image and it will scan it and read, put the entire thing into large print text for you. It also, if you have a PDF, you can actually load that PDF into the scanner and it will actually reformat that PDF as well in large format font. So that way you can visually see it or operate it through the screen reader TalkBack.
Excellent.
Okay.
So this is an app that, sorry, you had a question?
Go ahead. I have a lookout. What was the second scanner program you talked about?
Sullivan Plus.
Oh, Sullivan. Okay, Sullivan Plus.
SULLIVAN and then the plus symbol.
Right. Okay. Oh, a plus symbol. Okay, not the word
not
plus.
PLUS, but the addition symbol. So yeah, Sullivan Plus.
Sullivan Plus. Okay, got it.
There's dozens of others out there as well. I could say they're decent, but so far Sullivan has the most features that I've found for an Android device, all in one package. So you can always try other ones. There's Envision AI. There's Seeing Assistant Lite, there's Tap Tap See, there's ID.
Right.
Yeah, there's other apps. Yeah, but there's Plus is good for somebody who wants to read a page. Maybe you got a business card in your hand, a flyer, and you can't see what it says. You point the camera at it, and it will read it back to you. If you have a product in your hand, let's say a box of cereal, and you don't know what it is, you point the camera at the barcode and it will read back to you what that product is. So if you're lost in your kitchen or in a grocery store, I mean, I wouldn't advise you to go around the grocery store scanning every single item. They're going to kick you out. Yeah. But it's
now
a good.
On the Sullivan Plus, is that app available at the Google Store?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I download that app, can I just simply ask Google Assistant to activate that app, or do I actually have to tap it?
No, you can say Open Sullivan Plus. That should work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me actually try it right now.
Okay.
Open Sullivan Plus.
So you can open any app with the Google Assistant. There you go. But
Right, okay.
if you're saying that I'm going to tell Google to go and, you know, read the text for me, that's probably not going to happen. That we are not there yet. Maybe one day. So this app will do, as I said. So in old days, you had to download probably 4 to 5 different apps to do all of this. Now you download one app and it does everything for you, such as reading the text, reading handwriting. The handwriting is big. We didn't have that before. You know, you can point at somebody's handwriting. I can't remember the last time I sent somebody a greeting card or letter handwritten, but some of you may still do that. You know, you come from generation that you did send, you know, mail. And then if you have that and, you know, you have some attachment to it, you know, I come to your house, maybe I throw away everything because I want to paint the house, but you have an attachment to that box full of dust on it with some greeting cards on it. So you can pull them out and, you know, read them with this app. If you are totally blind and you can't judge the distance or the corners, then I would advise you to get yourself a stand. It's a plastic stand called ScanJig. ScanJig. And you can buy that. Yes, you can either buy that from Amazon.com or their website directly. I think it's $49 or $50 investment that you can make, and that stand is really good. You set it up, you position it in the way you like, and then every time you put your phone or your tablet on that stand, it points at the paper or whatever you have that you want to read, and that way you can actually get to read stuff. So you need to go through a couple of steps, a little bit of readjustment to your life and the way you used to do things, and then after that, life is good. You can get back to what you were doing in a different way. And as I said, and also please, if you are inheriting phones and tablets from grandkids, from daughters, sons, whoever, they think they throw a tablet and a cell phone at you and say, hey, you know, go and enjoy this one. Please have them reset it. Get your own email, get your own passwords. There's no point. This kid is all the way in New York, is at work, and you can't reach them, or they're so impatient that they're saying like, oh, why are you calling me 10 times just to get the password? You know, write them down and keep them somewhere safe. You're going to need it. God knows how many people have walked into my office and I said, well, do you have your password for your Gmail? No. Well, how do you access your email? Well, I just click on my computer. Yes, because you logged in, you left it logged in, and you got comfortable with it. But when you are on a different device, you're going to need your password. Sometimes there are codes that are texted as a security to your cell phone or a cell phone that you gave to your account at the time. And guess what? I don't know, you probably got divorced. That lady walked away with the phone. They smashed it because they were angry, or you're not talking to that person, or you got rid of that phone number, and that code is being texted to somewhere that I have no access to it. So please do not make life complicated for yourself. Keep things up to date. Whether we like it or not, we've moved on to digital world. I know some of you are still on a paper thing, but we need those passwords. We need the user IDs. Please do not mix them up. Yes, thank you.
This is my password book right here, guys. I use a spiral bound, I'm not going to show you the inside, but it's a little spiral bound flip book. And this is where I keep all of my passwords in hard-coded written elements. If you have a Braille writer, use your Braille. If you have a Victor or another audio recorder, use that. Keep hard copies for yourself of your passwords. I mean, I love my parents to death, but they've taken on my own thing, but they're just sitting there scribbling over things. We changed this one, but we don't know what this is. And oh, I love you, Mom, but geez, get better at that. Website address, user ID, name, and password. Website address, user ID, name, password. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
That's end rant.
That's one of I still teach electrical engineering. I have very limited vision. It's very, very low. And my memory, I'm forcing it to stay active. No one touches any of my stuff. And because I still teach electrical engineering, I have to be organized.
Yes.
And I tell people, I said, you know what? I said, be very, very careful when you start making adjustments to things, because it's like, okay, well, say that used to be my password, but then I changed it to this or I changed it to that, and they forget. So organization is extremely important. And with my phone, I have everything set up. So I have voice to text, text to voice. I have all of my contact. So everything, it actually dials for me for my messages. So I have everything set up so my phone does everything that I need. And it was the being able to scan something and then have it read to me was the one component that I was still missing. So you guys have helped me out a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, what I wanted to mention is this: train people around you, people who are close to you, your relatives, your kids, your partners. Remind them that you have low vision and no vision. Please do not rearrange things, even in your house, you know. It's amazing how sighted people have no clue. They push you rather than pulling you when they're walking, because they're sighted guide. They need to be in front of you. How many times they tell you the cup of coffee is over there?
No, it doesn't mean anything.
Or they yell at you when you go to restaurants, or they talk to the person next to you. Does he want a coffee? Well, he's not deaf. He's there.
Yeah, it's
yes.
And I try to encourage people around me, because I'm losing my vision, but you know, people have to understand that when they make a comment, it's over there means nothing, or you know, you have to be careful that and they have to be trained around you to be much more definitive as to describing exactly what they're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
And going back to Lookout, now that will scan my document. Do I need to install something else to actually read it once it's been scanned into my phone?
It will work with your TalkBack. So if you have TalkBack enabled, it will work. Yeah. So it will be one of the elements on the screen that you flick through. It's going to be text recognition. But going back, okay, so I had two things I wanted to bring up about passwords. A lot of the times we need to remember that a good secure password is going to contain multiple different kinds of characters and numbers. But an easy way to do this, and I love the way that Edward Snowden commented on creating a good secure password. Margaret Thatcher wears 1,000 dresses. That's a very good long secure password. And you just put capital M, capital T, wears 1000 dresses. I mean, it's 30 characters long. That will take a year or more for a computer in our day and age to hack. So the more characters you put in, the better it's going to be. You can create a little phrase in your head. Jumping on a trampoline is fun. You can replace I's with ones, E's with threes, things like that. A's with an @ symbol. You can make up whatever you need to make up, but just make sure you make a good, rememberable password. Let's see. My parents have one that's that's based on their dog's name. Talking about and one other app that I did want to call out that's available on Android is called SuperSense. And it is an AI that actually looks through images that are coming in and calls out what you're looking for. So SuperSense has a find feature, and I can put it on door here.
I am looking for items in door category.
And I'm going to
scan
Oh,
around.
really? Oh, that's slick.
Door.
And there's my door. So you can search for different items as well. It has some basics. It's got door, person, seat, stairs, trash, vehicle, bathroom, cups, bottles, kitchen items, bags, electronics, animals, bedroom items. And you can actually type in individual words of things like a pen or a pencil. And when it actually recognizes it, it will do that little beep. So it's another really nifty app that's available for Android. So that's called SuperSense, all one word.
It's called Super what?
SuperSense. Like
SuperSense.
Yes,
Right.
SENSCE. Oh man, my spelling is not that good these days. SUPERSENSE.
Okay, that's why I became electrical engineer, not a English teacher, because I can't spell worth a tooth.
Yeah.
But you do bring up, and for those that are listening, you do bring up something that's extremely important, because I'm actually a retired electrical engineer from Northrop on a top secret project, and so passwords were something that was probably as important as my paycheck, because everything had to be a logical way of getting to it. And when you have multiple things, it's like real easy to get them mixed up. So yeah, that was something that I always instill on my grandkids or anything else, that, you know what, just don't come up with just kind of my password is 123. Well, guess what? That won't take long to break into that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, you guys, now, at the beginning of this, I made a comment. You were, and we went over it, but I'm going back to it. When I got the invitation, I only got a login for dialing in on my phone. I could not get a video of what was going on. So what did I need to do in order to be able to log in to get a video of what's happening?
I'm going to say that I received an event invitation through that was a Microsoft Teams event, and it came in my email with a link that was clickable, and I was able to click that link, and Microsoft Teams launched for me. I do know that Microsoft Teams has a web browser interface as well, so you should have had an option to open it in the browser, but that might be something that needs to be explored further.
Yeah, that did not come up at all. The only thing I got on my email was the dial-in number. That was it.
Okay, so if you wanna call me later, we can work on one-on-one. Yeah, I'll go through it with you. If you are here with video, that means you were successful to join. If you are here by phone, you either had problem or you didn't feel comfortable to come in with video. But just like he said, usually you get an invite, you click on that link. I know some people don't like to download the app, but I've had better luck with having the app. Just download the Microsoft Teams app when you're given that option, but do not sign in. You don't need to log in and create an account, because it will take you to Skype and all the complicated, more stuff to do. Yeah, and make sure your device, just like Matthew said, is updated. Everything's updated, and things are working smooth. And please, if you have any old devices, old devices, and you're still hanging on to it, get rid of it, upgrade it. I know there's a cost involved. I know.
My Samsung Note 3 here, Bob.
Yes. Oh my God.
That literally caught on fire one night.
Well, you're in teaching and you have things lying around. You may have to refer back to it. That's okay. And if you work in a museum, then that's okay too. I still have floppy disks. Okay, hold on. We have a question from Ted. Ted, go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to the hospital today for a low vision clinic. And one of the options are going to be devices that they're going to be offering me through the VA. And I'm just wondering, are there any enhancements that I should be looking at for my S9 with them?
Trying to think of,
are they going to get you a S9?
I have one.
Oh,
I have an S9, but that's what I was wondering. Are there any enhancements other than all of the apps that we've discussed? And this has been great knowledge, But I was just wondering if there was anything else that I can say, if you're offering me certain magnification options and all.
I think
What about with my phone?
I think VA will most probably go for an iPhone. If you went for iPhone, that's okay too. And give me a call. I'll walk you through it and I'll train you.
Okay.
But if you did go for Android, then I'll let Matthew answer that.
I'll say that me as an Android user, since Android was first invented, and me with my brand new iPhone that I just got 3 weeks ago, I love both. They're very similar in both accessibility and just generalized use. So if you are familiar with an Android device and you want to switch to an iPhone device, you're going to notice that a lot of the voice features that are available on Android are not available on iPhone. So
yeah,
I'm just going to say, if you're looking for voice assistance, Google, while they do farm all of your data for as much as they can possibly get out of it, they have a hands down better dictation capabilities, so meaning voice to text, and hands down better responses from a virtual assistant. So if you're going to be looking for voice capabilities, I would stick with the Android side of things. If you're going to be looking for a wider adoption of use and more people that know one thing versus another thing, you might want to consider Android, but at this iPhone. But at the same time, you should be able to do pretty much anything you are familiar with on your S9 just fine. And I'm sure that the VA is actually going to be looking at things that are extra hardware, probably not as much software for your phones.
Right.
That's what that was my question. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I want to give chance to others who have not talked. Does anybody, those people who are quiet, have any question or comment or nothing? Okay. Well, if you're muted.
Let me have your phone number again.
Okay, my phone number for everybody is 949-371-6648. That's 949-371-6648.
What's his name?
Believe it or not, Matthew, that's the Google Voice number.
Do you have an email?
Yes, my email is really long. I don't know if you want me to spell it out for you, but I'll try. So the first part of my email,
that's okay. That's okay. I'll call you.
Okay, yeah, okay. Call me and yeah. Or if you are into text
I'm sorry,
message,
I was slow in writing it down. 949-371.
949-371-6648.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome to text and call me. And if you need any technology needs, then I can help you out with that. We are working remotely, by the way. I forgot to say that. We are still working from home because of COVID-19 situation. We are not there yet. We will be planning to go back to office hopefully at some point this year, but it will be a while before we start seeing people face to face. Hopefully by then everybody's got their vaccine shot. I know I got mine. I got the second one and I got sick for a day, but I'm okay now.
Is this recorded?
Yes, it is recorded. Yes.
So we can for replay.
Yeah.
Spell
your name for me again, please.
I can send you a copy of the recorded. Hopefully my email will handle it.
Okay, that might not be necessary.
Again,
yes, I'm sorry. What did you want?
Spell your name again for me, please.
Oh, my name?
Yeah, my name is for me.
Bob, B-O-B.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is Bob. Okay, I thought you said it was a real long name. So I went, how can Bob be a long name? But anyway, okay.
No. I was talking about my email. Email
okay.
is long. Yeah.
Okay.
And then so my legal name is not Bob. That's my mafia name, but still, I go with Bob because it's easier. My last name, it is long, but Bob is fine. I'm the only Bob, and that's my direct line number. Please do not call the office because it will take time before I get the messages. This is the best number to call to reach me. Since last, my God, I can't believe it's over a year since we are working from home. Now I don't know how to get back to office.
I know. Now, you're in the Laguna office?
Yes, Laguna Hills office, Orange County. Yes.
Yeah, I normally go to, I've been connected with Hugo in the Anaheim office. So anyway, he's helped me on my phone.
Yes, Hugo is fine too. Hugo is a very nice guy.
Hugo's
He's
awesome.
much better than me. Yeah. Okay, guys. If you don't have any questions or comments, then we're gonna slowly wrap it up. We are going to take Braille Institute is going to take a break for 2 weeks from workshops and classes, but as of May 4th, we will be starting new classes and workshops. Every Friday there will be a workshop at 10 o'clock, and then Tuesday mornings there will be a workshop for voiceover and apps for iPhone and iPad. Those are Apple devices. And then for those of you who do have, excuse me, Victor Reader Stream, which is another device, then I'll be holding a class on Thursday mornings at 10 o'clock for several weeks. So my classes will start May 11th and May 13th, Tuesday and Thursday every week. And then workshops, and workshop is just 1 day workshop. It's 90 minutes every Friday, different topic. Make sure you get the list from INMA or go to our website and see which one really interests you and is most relevant. And I would love to have you in my future events. And it's going to be on Teams platform. So if you join today, then you know how to join next time.
Hey,
right.
Bob, can I give a shameless plug real fast?
Go ahead.
All right. Just so everybody wants, if anybody wants, on Monday, this coming Monday in 3 days, I'm going to be doing a presentation for our center on the comparison of Android and iPhone. So there may be some things you might want to glean from that. You can join us by dialing 209-255-2399, and that will be at 1:30 on Monday afternoon.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys did a good job.
There you go, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.
You too. Thank you. Thank you very much, Matthew, for being here today and inviting
Hey, thanks for having me.
accepting our invitation. Thank you. Well, we'll be talking again. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a nice weekend. I'm going to go ahead.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.